Hi guys. The other day you missed the lesson because you were at rehearsals for sports night, and I'm just going to very quickly go through and explain some things that we talked about and notes we took for this next task, creating a website. You need to take out that notes, that paper that I gave you to keep notes on, and take notes through here. We left off the last lesson with talking about what hardware is needed if we did create a website at home, what hardware is needed to upload it to the server. And we had 6 things: modem, ADSL modem, cable modem, central filter and splitter, network interface card, and a router. We did talk about a modem. A modem is old technology that converts a digital signal that the computer understands to analog waves that gets transferred over the copper wires of the telephone system. And then a modem on the other end converts that back into digital that the computer can understand. In the old days, we used to have 56 kilobit speed modems and even 36 kilobit speed modems, meaning that a movie would take about 4 days to download. Nowadays we have the ADSL modem. ADSL stands for Asymmetrical Digital Subscriber Line, and that just simply means that we are able to split the data that comes into our house on the telephone lines into 2, one for data, one for voice. But more importantly, that data that comes down, we have more bandwidth for downloading than we do for uploading. So it's asymmetrical, meaning not even. In the States, cable modems are very big because they have cables that deliver their Foxtel and things like that, and also their internet. And it just shows that here it is. They connect up to the wall plate. You know, the cable comes in from the street to the wall plate in the house. They connect it up. This bit here goes to the TV. This bit here goes to a cable modem. So it's converting the signals from analog into digital, and this bit plugs into the computer, and of course then they have their internet connection. Every house nowadays has a central filter and splitter. You need this if you have an ADSL modem, which all of you do at home, and that simply splits the line into voice and data. If you didn't have that, it would get all mixed up. Of course, everybody has a network interface card in their computer that allows them then to connect up to the modem that the ADSL modem, that signal comes in. And finally, you have a router, and of course a router is used for connecting 2 different networks together. And so you have the home network with the internet, and you all have one of these there. You can see too that I have some extra data on the bottom there for you to read. Okay, now that takes care of the hardware. Next, you need to connect to the internet. You need to do that through internet service providers. Okay, there are 2 types of internet service providers. There's internet service providers and telephone companies. The difference between the 2 is that that's all that internet service providers do, is to supply access to the internet, whereas telephone companies not only supply access to the internet, but they also supply telephone services, telecommunication services. That's like your Telstra and your Optus. Internet service providers are like your IINet. Okay, so once we're connected, okay, we have to then choose our speed that we want to connect to. And as I said before, ADSL was asymmetric digital subscriber line modem, and that's very slow, and it's not used anymore. That was the very first asymmetrical digital subscriber line. It was just called ADSL. Okay, and the speed, the download speed, was 1.5 megabits, so you can see that is a lot faster than the straight modem of 56 kilobits. And the upload was a half a megabit. Okay, Next was ADSL2, and it had the same download and upload, but it was just better technology. It was faster and a little bit better specifications. Nowadays we have ADSL2 Plus, and you can see that a download is 24 megabits and the upload is 3.3 megabits. Remember, we hardly ever use the upload. We use it every once in a while to upload YouTube videos or pictures, things like that. But mainly it's just to send pings out to websites, and then the website downloads. So that's your internet access speed, and there's your comparison. Next, you need a software to make a website, and that software is coded in HTML language. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. Any website has to be written in this language. What does it look like? Okay, it actually looks like this. You can see that it's all typed out, and it has beginnings, which is like a divvy here, and an end, which is a slash in the same word. These are called tags here, so you can see a div tag there, and then all that inside there, and the end of the div tag. Most of them have that. They have a starter and an ender in a div tag. Okay, software to make a website. Lucky for us that there's software that does the coding for us. In the old days, we used to have to type this out by hand. But now, there's software called WYSIWYG software that stands for what you see is what you get. And this software is like Dreamweaver or WebEasy Professional, where with Dreamweaver, you know, we do it, and in the background, which you will see in class when we start doing it, it actually does the coding for you in the background. So that's software that you need. Finally, once you create your website at home, you then upload it to a web server. These are just large computers that have space on there where all the files for that website sits. So if we look at this picture here we are sitting at home. We send all our files up to the web server for storage, and then anybody on the internet can go and connect to that web server simply by typing in the URL, something like www.espn.com. If that person typed it in, it would go through the internet. It would go to the server that ESPN is hosted on, and it would then send all the information down to his. Okay. Now, so that takes care of all the hardware and software and storage where we store it. Now we have to think about setting up our actual workspace for our website. And here you can see that there are several folders here, several files. The main one you want to look at is index.htm. Okay. Folder management. When setting up your folders, it's really, really important that you do this correctly. If you do it correctly, it'll ensure that all your links and work, to all the links to your images and all your work and files that you have will actually work when you actually access it from the internet. Okay, defining your site ensures that all pages, graphics, video, sound, button files, etc. are within the structure of your website, and that everything will work when the site is uploaded to the server. This is why it's really important that we set our folders up, and then once in Dreamweaver we are going to define our site. That ensures that all the links will work when we upload. Setting up your folders is done using your operating system in Windows, not your software for making your web pages. And that's all we went through. Hope this has a little bit of explanation for you, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.